Good morning. Good morning, guys. Anita Dawn here from Anita Dawn Wellbeing and from Cell Pilates. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed my little snippet yesterday, and that was looking at posture. Yes. So today we're touching on posture, but the main focus is having flatter abs. The big theme for the week is confidence, boosting women's confidence, particularly women over 60, as we ease out of lockdown and start to resume our normal lives and suddenly feel that perhaps we're feeling a bit anxious about doing something. We might have lost our health, our fitness, or just our mental capacity to do something. And we can be quite prone to think, oh, well, I'm a year older, or maybe I'm getting a bit too old for this. But no, 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 that's very ageist thinking. And those of you that have been following me for a while know that I'm very anti-ageism. All right. So it's quite, I'd like to say, quite normal that we have gained some size round the midriff, yes, and maybe our clothes don't fit anymore. I think men tend to get away with it. I don't see why they should, but it's very noticeable, isn't it? Sometimes, so let's see, there's actually 3 reasons why you might have a bigger midriff, yes, or so let's have a look. It might be that you have bloating in the stomach area. That could be IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. It could be lactose intolerance. You could have maybe some complications going inside that you need to think about first. So is it that you are bloated? Also constipation. I don't think people drink enough water, and that can lead to constipation. And again, you get bloated around the abdominal area. Okay. And so there's nothing you can do apart from fix that internal issue. So is it lack of muscle tone that you're just letting your tummy go, hang out, or is it fat? So perhaps what you could do is you could pinch the the skin around your waist, and you don't want to be able to pinch more than an inch. People say pinch an inch, yes. So if you can pinch more than that, then that is fat around your midsection. So that is a lot of ways to get rid of that. One is to increase your activity so you burn more calories, yeah, and also to think about your diet. If you reduce or cut out sugar in your diet, sugary drinks, just don't take those. Maybe you're not having enough protein, so a really streamlined diet, which I'll be looking at in another week. I don't want to go there now, but diet has a lot to do with reducing your body fat, but so does exercise. It's almost 50% increasing your exercise, that's your calorie burning, and also reducing calories. But as we get older, we eat less, so we don't really want to be reducing our food quantity. We want to increase the quality of what you're eating. We want to make sure we're getting sufficient nutrients, yeah, but maybe less or no empty calories like refined foods, pre-packaged foods and things like that. So the fat is the topic of a whole webinar really, and why around the midriff, because we all put on fat in different places first, differently. Everyone's different. But most of us women, we tend to put it on first around the midriff, and that's where we see it. And even if we don't put it on first there, it's there, and it just bothers us, and it's more, we're more conscious of it, just increasing there and then decreasing as well. But you can do, but it's consistency in your diet and consistency in your exercise program. Yeah. So it's also posture. So if you don't have the muscle strength to keep your abdominals pulled in, they're just going to go. I don't really like to do this, but I could just go like this. And that's my, I've got no muscle connection there. So hopefully people don't catch me like that. So I'm just lifting up. But the thing is, it's a question of strengthening the muscles to be able to have that lengthened posture, but also to draw the abdominals in slightly, just so that they are nice and contained within the abdominal area. So yesterday we looked at the upper body posture, and that will also help you, because when we start to round down in a kyphotic position, then the belly starts to bulge out. But if you lengthen up, then you're more likely to be able to streamline your abdominal area. Just excuse me a moment. All right, so I'm just going to show you a couple of really functional exercises today. So I find that most of the exercises out there for the abdominals, yeah, are not very functional, particularly for women, and particularly as we get older and over 60. Yeah, so we want to make sure that everything is functional, but it is important to strengthen up the muscles. So we want to know very, very briefly, I don't know whether you do want to know, but about the muscle structure. So the core muscle is important to protect the back, yeah, and it's also going to, if you tighten the core, it's going to help you to keep that tummy looking nice and flat. So it's like a belt goes around you, and it's a muscle of it's not a muscle of movement. It's a core, and it's a muscle of stability, and it creates stability for the lumbar spine. Yeah, so the best way to do that is, I'll show you in a moment, is a plank actually. And then we have the obliques. The obliques do lateral flexion and rotation. Yeah, so it's important that we overload those a little bit with external resistance. And then we have your six pack. Okay, we want to make that functional. So I'm just going to go through those 3 exercises and let you know why I've chosen what I've chosen, and why what I've chosen is the best way to do it. All right, so if you've been following me, you probably know that I am a lover and a strong believer in the door anchor. Yeah, the door anchor is, I'll show you. Yeah, it's got a little nut at the end, sometimes a foam roller. No, not one of those, a little foam roller. And then you put it through your door. This is looped through the top of the door. And then you put, I've got a carabiner, and I've got a 1 meter loop band, sometimes called a CrossFit band here. All right, so this is very, very functional because I'm doing the abdominals in a standing position. Yes, but we need a door anchor. We need an external resistance to ourselves. Alrighty. So first of all, let's start with the core strengthening muscle. It's called the transverse abdominis, the one that wraps around like like a belt around the waist. So you want to stress that in a neutral position. So the easiest way would be to lean against the door and just hold it there, and think about your posture and drawing your belly button to spine, and I definitely start to feel that and hold that. But you've got some stress going through the wrists, which is good to strengthen the wrists. Yeah, we won't go into that now. Yeah, so the more you go horizontal, the more you're going to work that muscle. The next level would be on the back of a chair here. Make sure the chair is stable. So I'm just holding that. It's not a push up, and I'm just holding that. Hold it for a minute, but make sure that your shoulders are stabilized and you're not dropping into the pelvis. Yeah, and then coming down lower here. So most people go straight into the finished product on the floor, where you've got a lot of weight going through the wrists and the shoulders, and it's so easy to do it incorrectly. So if you gradually bring yourself from upright and then lower your upper body over time, then you're more likely to be successful at doing a really good plank. Of course, there are other ways to work the core muscles, and we do that in Pilates by doing maybe some arm and leg lift. I'll quickly show you on that. I think we just got a minute or so. So it's called swimming prep. So if I come down, I haven't got a mat, but wasn't actually intending to do this, but this is a core stability exercise. And then the challenge is moving my opposite arm to leg at a time. Yeah. Or even there's so many ways to work the core. If I had a weight in my hand and then I take the weight out to the side, yeah, so my body wants to fall over, but of course that's 50% of the main focus of Pilates, which I do many sessions of those for beginners and intermediate during the week within my membership. Yeah, so a lot of good core work in Pilates, but the main one is the plank. But the plank isn't suitable for everybody, so I give modifications. So then let's look at the rectus abdominis. So the rectus abdominis, yeah, first of all, let's think about the spinal movement. We have slide extension, and then we come through neutral into flexion. Yeah, so if we just lie on the floor and do curls from neutral to flexion, we get tight and these muscles in the front are already tight and they're just pulling us forward. Yeah, so it's not very functional. So that's why I like to take the band. Yeah, I'm going to show you without the band first of all. I have a split stance. I will be holding the band here. So first of all, start from neutral into flexion. I'm drawing my ribs down towards my hip bones. Yeah, so sorry if the light's not, I've got light behind me. I can't do anything, can't turn the sun off. Yeah, so I'm tightening my guy ribs here. Okay, but functionally, I want to do from extension, so controlled stretch through my abs, through neutral and into flexion. Inhale. So that's working full range. So I'm not just getting tight in the front, I'm just working very functionally through. So then I add a little bit of resistance here. Split stance, really important. If I start in my upright position, so you want to start in neutral first, then I get some stretch on the band. So I'm going to inhale. So I've lengthened my tailbone, belly button to spine, and then I'm coming through neutral and I'm flexing the spine. Yeah, so these rectus abdominis muscles, they attach from the ribs to the hip bones. So we don't want to have any flexion in the hip joint. Yes, that's really functional. And finally, the obliques. Yeah, so the wood chop is a brilliant way. We're doing it standing. So most of our core strength is needed when we're moving around, not when we're lying down. We don't need it so much. All right, so I'm going to take the feet hip distance apart, and I've just got a little bit higher, yeah, than my shoulders here. Doesn't really matter too much. And I'm going to have the knees soft. So I'm going to inhale. So I'm going to focus on bringing my left ribs towards my right hip bone, my inside ribs to my outside hip bone. Yeah, I overload the muscle with a little bit of stretch on the band, stabilize the shoulders, and then I move the body and the band comes along for the ride, and my arms as well. So overload the muscle here. Yeah, so I've got tension on the muscle, and then I stabilize from head through arms, and then my movement is in that diagonal movement, working down. Yeah, I've got slight forward flexion, slight rotation. So the oblique muscles run in that diagonal movement. You've got your external and internals, and you're working the muscle within the range of pull. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Yeah. So let me know if you want more information. Maybe you'd like a separate one on, it's not really my forte on the bloating side and all the internal issues there. But of course, I know about them because really very, very common. And also I've experienced it myself. Yeah. And it's so infuriating when you can't do anything about it, but your stomach is pushing out. Yeah. But fat, yeah, of course, we all, particularly in lockdown, yeah, too much sitting, not enough exercise, probably too much eating and drinking. Alcohol, particularly, yeah, the calories from alcohol are more likely to go straight onto the midsection there. As fat. Yes. So if you're really serious about getting rid of the fat around your midriff, then you need to give up the alcohol, guys. All right. So tomorrow, I hope to see you tomorrow at tomorrow's Wednesday. And I'm just going to check what are we doing tomorrow there, guys? Just give me a second. Oh, memory. Yeah, this is awesome because don't you feel that, doesn't it knock your confidence? I keep thinking I'm doing 15 minutes. I did 15 minutes last week and 10 minutes. Doesn't it knock your confidence when you can't remember something? But do you know what? Teenagers, people in their 20s and 30s, they forget things too. But we'll be seeing ways that we can help to improve our memory and thereby improve our confidence tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. And do comment. Let me know if you're watching it on replay, #replay, and look forward to talking to you tomorrow.